What's up, everyone? So today we're building a dolly for Apple Store, actually several Apple stores, where the dolly will be used to move these big tables, those display tables that you see in stores. They weigh anywhere from like 900 to 1,500 pounds. So originally they asked me to do a dolly that's made out of plywood, but also low enough to be able to lift the tables off the ground on each end without too much strain, which I didn't see that it was much possible due to the fact that you need to get small wheels to be able to handle all that weight, and plywood bends easily, and you need sheets and sheets of plywood just to, make sure it just stays straight. So I decided to go with metal dollies, complete metal dollies, and big casters. And in the video I'll show you how the platform of the dolly is kept low to the ground while the big wheels do not get in the way, meaning the wheels are still big but the platform is still low. So over here I'm just sanding some small pieces. You'll see what these are for later, making sure they just sanded down and the cuts are squared off and prepped for welding. Now, this is not the first time I've done these dollies, but I figure I'd put it in a video. And over here, this is the complete length of the dolly. I believe 53 inches. The width of the table is 4 feet. And the dolly is about 53 inches long. Now, every dolly is going to have two sides where the legs will sit on a piece of plywood that's held on by triangular brackets on each end. And you'll see, maybe I'm not explaining it right, but you'll see at the end of the video. So I'm just cutting it here down to size. Usually I do this with the miter saw and a metal blade, but I think I lent that to somebody and didn't get it back. He knows who he is. So all the cuts are pretty square, but in this photo you can see this was actually for my first projects when I did this. And now these small pieces that I sanded down are being tack welded onto I guess you could say it's a cross beam where the casters are gonna go. And I'm just tagging these together, making sure they're squared. You'll see me using a speed square. I have a metal one, but I guess plastic is one that I can find at the moment. That's what I'm using. Now guys, remember, I am no welder. I learned off of my own mistakes. I still got a lot more to learn. So if anyone that's a true welder sees this work, please go easy on the on the disses, because we all had to start from somewhere. And now I'm just hammering everything that's not squared, placing it back on the table with the rest of them. And in this video I'm just putting the outside platform. Well, actually this is the entire dolly, is just putting all the big pieces together and the cross braces, tacking that together, make sure it's squared. And I definitely got to find my metal speed square, because the corner of this one is getting melted. Although it doesn't warp the whole speed square, it's just continuously smells like burning plastic. And bear with me, guys. I'm still working on making better videos. Probably gonna get a better camera too, so just bear with me for the time being. Doing the best I can at the moment. And these cross braces, they're about 8 inches apart. It's in that small square that you see where the piece of plywood is going to be laying, and the apple table legs will be laying right on top of that. So I'm just squaring things up, making sure everything is good, and I'm going to tack all that in place. Tack, tack, and the other side. Alright, and then I'll be going to the other side doing the same thing. Now, considering I did this with a grinder, this cross brace is not too big. It's just so perfect that it's really hard to get it in place. I was surprised I actually cut this with the grinder so well. Also, piece of advice, wear long sleeves when welding, better gloves. I've burned myself in countless places on my forearm, on my biceps. I have a tan now due to so much heat coming out of the welder, and my skin bubbled. And when you get a sunburn, it was a bad idea basically. And get a good mask too. I was using these surgical masks that I had laying around the shop. They're not good. So that's tacked into place, and I'll just put it with the rest of the dollies. Everything's just tacked in place just to hold it until I'm ready to start welding everything together. And this is pretty much how it's going to look. This steel I'm cut into triangles. I need like a better tool, something like a bandsaw that cuts metal or something, because this took I must have went to 12 grinding wheels, because I gotta cut 8 of these triangles for one dolly. So considering I have 6, it just wasn't fun, put it that way. It was really annoying. And these grinding wheels, they go so fast, it's not even funny. As you can tell, that rag caught on fire at some point. And I would not recommend the grinder for something as tedious as this. I think a bandsaw would be perfect. This is a 1/4 inch steel, so it is pretty thick. And also getting the right clothing. I think like an apron, thick apron would be ideal for this, just to avoid injuries and getting burned and all of that stuff. And that's just me going through. I must have been like halfway done here. See that rag? It's like basically catching on fire. Just not a good idea. I should have wet the rag first. I think I was feeling the heat on my thigh as well. It was not fun. Also, I think when using a grinder, luckily my mask was covering the bottom of the glasses of the goggles, so no shards could go through. But I would recommend like a face mask, complete face mask. As you can tell, I only cut 2 pieces, and look how much smaller the wheel is. You can actually see it really decreasing in size as I'm cutting this one. So I would definitely want to use another tool. And there you go. Grind it to the bone. Luckily, I had enough discs laying around to complete this work because I only had like 2 days. The person that needed these dollies, I was kind of rushing, and they needed it really, really quick. So this is not the best footage, but this is me just I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, so these triangles are being welded onto to these little squares on the cross braces, as you can tell right here. Now remember, don't laugh at my welds. They're not bad. I made these dollies like a year ago, the first project, and they still holding. So basically, the ply was gonna sit like that on those triangular brackets. And that's when I was grinding off the dollies. It got caught on my shirt, so you gotta be safe. And this is the dollies pulling the table. Alright guys, thank you.